been a while. I'm also probably going to take less time than I normally would for the starting part, just because I'm excited to play the game that I'm playing. And I have already started playing it, so we're not going to be going through all of the start together. But that's mostly because just getting... So I'm playing Approximately Up, it's a space game. And my current mission is I need to get to the moon. And just getting there and landing safely can take about an hour. So that's probably all we're doing for the stream today. But it gives really good opportunity for me to talk about, like, why I was gone for so long, what my plan is, what's going to happen going forward. Because I don't know how long it's going to be from this stream to the next one, which I'll explain why during the stream. So anyway, without further ado, we're in a space game. If it doesn't crash on me. Okay, it didn't crash on me. So let me show you my spaceship first. This is my spaceship. This is Spaceboys version 1.3 something. That's bad. Now, full disclosure, this is a game I've already played a good amount of in my free time, because this had a demo for the longest time, and I played the shit out of that demo, as Sam can attest. So, I know my way around this game pretty good. You know, here's Grand Tour. You got door here. Down here, you got power, where I don't have nearly enough, apparently. And I am, in fact, going to be adding those extra batteries. Thanks for reminding me. I do a little bit of that. More likely than I would personally like, but that's why it's an adventure. Because if there wasn't any stakes, it wouldn't be an entertaining stream. Because I need to get from here to the moon, transporting an item that I will show you as soon as I get this power hooked up fully. That won't work. My job is to make sure that it doesn't happen to me, and only happens to whatever poor fuckers decide to fly this without me in the cockpit. Alright, we got the mainstream crew here. This is gonna go great. Okay. This is what I need to transport to the moon. I have a single battery back here powering it. Really, I should just connect all of it up to the main power system. I don't fully know why I haven't yet. I also don't know why I boxed it in like this. I think I just assumed that it would make it better. for whatever reason. I am going to hook this up into the full power system, though. And once I do that, we will be on our way. I guess I can just disconnect it right there. What about my brain? Or are you saying that's the reason I did it like that? The real streamer brain is the fact that I have no idea what I'm talking about. You know, this is my cockpit. It's a little cramped, but it's mine. Now I do know there's nothing connected to that, so I will actually be replacing this block here with a full window. And actually, now that I see it, I'm going to replace that with a window. Okay, well, here goes nothing. So, where's the moon from where I am now? Oh, fun, I can't tell because of the clouds. Okay, let's just go up. And we have liftoff. We're gonna punch through the clouds and then pause for a second above them so I can figure out my bearings. I'm just gonna make sure that I don't actually fall out of the sky. Okay, so I'm already turning towards it. Lovely. Now granted, that is also because I'm on my way to falling back to the earth, but I will make sure that doesn't happen. Alright, don't worry, you won't have to listen to the board audio of the thrusters for long. Look, I built this in the demo, doing the best I could. I don't want to hear it. It got me to the moon. I don't fucking know. Anyway, I will turn the game sounds down ever so slightly so that talking will be slightly easier. So that's useless, and that's not useless because that'll tell me when I get there. But I will turn it off for now. Okay, so we're gonna start talking about shit because that moon is a lot farther away than you think it would be. Or you might expect it to be exactly as far away as it is. I'm going to wait for this to get to like 2500 and then turn off the thrusters. So now we have peace and quiet until I reach the moon. So, the reason I stopped streaming for so long was because a bunch of shit just coincided at the beginning, where it was first I had family visiting, so I didn't want to stream while they were visiting, and then before I say that, I'm going to send a message. Okay, and then Sam visited, so I didn't want to stream while she was here, though I probably could have and it would have been entertaining, but so there was like 3 weeks where I had other people in the house and I didn't really want to stream while they were here. And then immediately after she left, I got hit with either some kind of cold or sinus infection. I don't know what it was. And my voice and throat were suffering. So I was like, I'm not going to stream while I feel like this. And then it lasted for like, what is it at the point? Almost a month? A little under a month. It's lasted way longer than it should have. And I'm still feeling some of the effects of it now. Like my sinuses are still clogged. Sometimes I have like kind of wheezy coughs, and that's part of the reason I'm like I don't know when my next stream will be is because I don't fully want to push myself to keep doing it while my body is still, somewhat in recovery. But Sam can attest from calling me basically every day throughout that time. I'm sounding a lot better now, and my voice is a lot stronger than it was. So, I may very well take that as a sign to keep going, or I may decide, fuck it, I want to recover fully and take a longer hiatus than I already have. But, so that's where I've been for the past like 2 months. I want to say. Let me check. Yeah, like right at 2 months as of 5 days ago. I don't fully know what kept me from streaming in the start of June, other than just like other life shit happening. I don't think there's a specific reason for that. I think it was more so I just didn't want to during that time, and so just didn't. And then all of the other shit happened, and then I couldn't. But yeah, no. Could have been. I think it also may have been I was starting to get burnt out because I was trying to introduce a bunch of shit, like a bunch of new games to play, a bunch of new ideas I wanted to execute, and just all of it happening all at once was probably not a good idea. But now I'm back, somewhat. We'll see how much I am back. My main thing is I'm not done. I'm not. I don't plan to go on another like year or two hiatus like I did last time. I plan to keep streaming, probably not regularly, but at least like still doing it for longer. But now I'm going to talk about the game I'm playing. This is approximately up. I don't know if any of you have heard about it, but it's a game that I saw. I want to say it was Markiplier playing, and he was playing the demo for this game, and I saw it and I'm like, you're telling me there's a sandbox game where you build spaceships to go on missions, and there's if it'll load, there's an entire solar system here. I don't know if there's another solar system further away, but I know there is a solar system here. So that's neat. But so there's a space game where I get to build spaceships and I have basically no limitations. Of course I got obsessed with it and played it for like an ungodly amount of time for it being just a demo. Which is also why I have pre-designed spaceships, and also why you didn't see me build much of the spaceship. But so the unfortunate news, which means that this probably will not be a game that I stream regularly, it probably won't be added to my rotation of games, is this is what 90% of it is just sitting here waiting for me to get closer to whatever planetary body. Which part of me sees that as the appeal of the game, because I'm a fucking nerd, and of course I'm like, yeah, it's really cool that I gotta wait 10,000 hours to get to the moon. It's not actually that. Again, it takes like an hour maybe to get to the moon. But it does make for good content if I'm trying to do commentary like I'm trying to do now, but it makes bad content if I'm trying to be like fully entertaining with the gameplay. But I at least like to think y'all are here for me more so than the game I'm playing. So, now there is also the other option of technically I've done this mission before and the other mission it wants me to do after this before because I did them in the demo. And I have my demo world, so I could always just load that up, which depending on how this attempt goes may end up happening. But we'll see. I gotta fucking get there first. Well, hey, if anyone has any questions, shoot. This is the perfect time for me to answer questions. This would be kind of like what I did a while ago with the prison building video. Desert or dessert? Like sand or sweet treat? I know deserts don't have to be sand, but I'm saying is like a generalization to narrow it in the category. Well, for my favorite desert type, I'd probably have to say a frozen desert because I remember as a kid just thinking it's really cool that a desert doesn't have to be hot. And so I think I've kept that sentiment throughout my years, and now I still think like frozen tundra wastelands are the coolest type of desert. And then favorite dessert, um, I'd probably have to say ice cream just for the versatility. Because like if you like another type of dessert, you can get an ice cream that's flavored around it and probably has chunks of whatever your favorite dessert is in it. Yeah, Antarctica is one. Oh shit, I'm closer to the moon than I thought. You're gonna need to rotate 180. Oh, Okay, news, folks. I may crash into the... I also may fly past them. Okay, thoughts on Cheez-It Pizza? I would never eat it myself, but I could see the appeal. Antarctica is in fact a frozen desert. Good mod pack recommendations. If you're talking about Minecraft, all of mine are going to be create related, so I know one that I want to try out maybe on stream is a Skyblock mod pack, but it uses Create Aeronautics. Good to know Cheez-Its is expanding its empire. When will we get a Blobbies reveal? When I start working on the game again. And when will that happen is an even better question. Honestly, the main thing is the only real hitch I have with the fact that I haven't, kept working on the game that much yet is the fact that I really want to learn how to actually code in probably Java. And then once I do learn how to... Oh, that piece was supposed to be deleted. Once I do learn how to do that, then it's just a matter of coding the game in GameMaker. Oh, there's the moon. Sol is the name of our sun. Don't underestimate me. Of course I know the name of our sun. What kind of nerd do you think I am? So I'm guessing the light side... Not a dinosaur nerd, but definitely a space nerd. What is my favorite planet? I can't remember the name of it, but I know there's a planet that's like almost identical to Earth, and it's really neat to me that a planet like that exists. And then I think there's also a separate planet that isn't identical to Earth, but it's one of our most likely candidates to have life on it. And then inside the solar system, it's Mars. Mars has always had a soft spot for me. I think it's that one. I also think the Earth is really cool, for that matter. Just like the fact that the shit works the way it does. It's fucking insane. Haven't played it yet, can't make an opinion. Favorite COV character that's not one of mine and why? Probably Ruby, because I think she has a really interesting arc. Least favorite character? William. Or least favorite chatter? Oh, William. Hey, where did the moon go? Oh, there's, like, I think Sam can attest, William LaCroix is a rat bastard. And she doesn't like him either. And then, as a chatter, it's William because he doesn't fucking ever talk. That bitch. Knowing my luck, this is going to be the one time a new person joins the stream and their name is going to be William, and they're just going to leave immediately. Like, I see how it is. I know what I'm not wanted. So what the fuck is my? Am I like whipping past it or something? Favorite reptile? Hmm. I'm very tempted to start giving just like wrong answers. You know what? My favorite reptile is the platypus. Specifically ones that wear fedoras. You know, I think they just really get me. Stop. Come on, keep coming. Favorite lizard? Uh, well, I know someone named Lizard, so them. Bam, there you go. Gremlin, have you asked any questions? That's cool. No pressure, but you gotta ask a question or you're banned. I'm just gonna kick you out of the chat. There are stakes to this now. Okay, Moon's all the way back there. I gotta get back to that. Alright, flip me around. Whee! Favorite spaceship in media? Honestly, it's gotta be the Hail Mary. That's a really fucking cool design for a spaceship. Favorite space traveler? Either Rylan Grace or I forget his name. The name of the guy from The Martian. I mean this in both book and movie because both the book and the movies for both were pretty damn good. The Martian. That's the one where a guy gets left behind on Mars and has to essentially grow potatoes to live. There's a lot more going on, but that is the cliff notes. I mean, I guess I could be fucking boring with my favorite space traveler and be like, Spider-Man, Iron Man, I don't know, Thanos. Thoughts on the anti-gravity possibly getting made? The fuck do you mean the anti-gravity possibly getting made? Also, no, I lied. My favorite is Rocky. But also, I reiterate, what the fuck do you mean the anti-gravity possibly getting made? Like, what does that even mean? one of the scientists who died, or is died the typo? I'm very confused. You've got me confused. Has died. Okay. Has died implied he came back. It doesn't really, but that's what my brain went with. So now it implies he came back. He's died once before and then came back to continue his research or something. Like Jesus. Absolutely. Clearly Jesus just like keeps coming back and we just didn't notice after the second time or first time. I don't fucking know. Anyway, my thoughts on that is one, it was on the conspiracy side of YouTube, and two, my brain says we can already make anti-gravity because it's it's kind of easy. Like there's the whole thing of you fly up in a plane, and then when you're on the top of that arc to start coming down, you feel weightless. In a sense, that's kind of anti-gravity. Um, like if you're talking about pushing things away, may I introduce a fan? And then the dark matter stuff, I don't know enough about dark matter to be like, oh, it's cool, or oh, it's stupid, or yada yada yada. It would be cool to have a Half-Life gravity gun. Like, is it? It's a small group of scientists that have been dying unexpectedly. I think we also might be suffering from the consequence of I don't know enough about what you're talking about, and you don't know enough about what you're talking about, so we're both just kind of spouting shit. Interesting. Uh, no, unfortunately, they did lie to you. It is not made of cheese. The other fun thing is I need to leave in like 2 hours. So we're gonna hope that I can finish this mission quickly. That's not good. I mean, unless you're counting like eating potassium, which is fine. But if you're saying like literally eating metal, that's bad. Like if you're talking about the trace metals in foods to fuel your body, good. So have I. If you're talking about like a piece of fucking aluminum or something, bad, not good. That's not good. That's not good. Okay, does anyone have any more questions? Because we are getting close to the part where I actually need to, like, focus on flying. I don't have that one, do I? No, good. Any and all questions are on the table. If I can't answer them, I'll say no. But Deltarune one day? Yeah. My plan is I want to play all of Undertale on stream. Not like all of Undertale as in all of the routes, but one of the routes of Undertale all the way through on stream before I play Deltarune. I know it doesn't actually matter much. I've just always wanted to finish Undertale before I did Deltarune. So, ever consider multiplayer Undertale? If I'm gonna do that, I want to do it after I've played it all the way through by myself first. So it is something that is possible to happen, but will not be happening for a bit. Top fave Primordial Flame? Probably. That's a difficult one because I do like them a lot. If being honest, my favorite out of the bunch is Space. He's the favorite child of the family. But all of them have got a place in my heart because they're all really cool. Which route do I plan on doing? Honestly, I was considering leaving that up as like a poll on which one I do. Because like I've thought of four options, two of which are the like of course that's an option. What the fuck else would be an option? And well, I guess three of them would be. And then one of them is kind of a wild card, which I have a feeling is the one that's probably going to get picked. But I got to consider if I actually want to reveal what all of those options are, or if I want to leave you guys in the dark until I actually, get to doing it. I think I'll tell you because I think Undertale is going to be one of the next things I do. Um, three of the options are going to be, or the like three options that I think you guys will know, is it's either going to be genocide, pacifist, or a mix. And then the fourth wildcard option that is probably going to be picked is playing it as a character, probably specifically Theo, or who used to be Yoda. Yeah, so it would be pacifist, genocide, or neutral, or I play it as my character, which I think is just going to be interesting because one, it means I'm going to make some choices that people are not going to like. And two, it's not fully going to be a genocide or a pacifist run. because I get to decide in the moment, huh, what would he do? Oh shit. That wasn't supposed to happen. I got too zoomed in on that thing. If you mean that as in playing games like Repo, yes, because I do sincerely enjoy games like that. When will it be? No clue. But I at least know it will happen. You know, I don't fully like that term either, but that's just because it seems like it's trying to put a negative spin on something that's not really a bad concept. But I know it is what the genre is being called by most people. In all honesty, I don't personally care what you call it. Okay. I am going to run to the bathroom and just hope that the ship doesn't crash while I'm gone. So, make sure I don't crash, guys. Alright, I'm actually back. I forgot to unmute my mic the first time I announced that. How's my speed? Looking pretty good? Okay, let's see. Okay, I've mostly just got Wasteland ahead of me. Let me fix my orientation a little bit. I don't know why I keep tilting, but... Okay, now I get to do something kind of odd. Thoughts on Men 10? I never actually watched the show, but I do think the concept is pretty neat. But I simply was not that much of a Ben 10 kid when I was a kid. Thoughts on Men? Yeah, they can be chill sometimes. That's about it. Thoughts on Women? You know, I think they're great. You know, dating one myself, I got a soft spot. Thoughts on non-binary people? They're neat. I have no qualms. Thoughts on you? Yeah, you're alright, I guess. And then a sarcasm. Favorite ice cream flavor? Mint chocolate chip. Closely followed by cookie dough. Uh-oh, I'm going up again. Thoughts on hit YouTuber go to 5577? That's fucking annoying, man. Can't stand him. Alright, give me more questions. I'm in a surprisingly mind-numbing section. Favorite crystal or gemstone? I got two answers. Genuine answer is I think quartz is actually pretty cool. Semi-joking answer is tanzanite because it's blue. Thoughts on cannibalism? No. Alright, Gremlin, it's time for your quarterly question. Favorite creepypasta? Honestly, I might have to give the boring answer of I was never really into creepypastas when I was younger. And the older I've gotten, the less they've worked on me. Be an ambassador to any lesser flame who would be if I could be an ambassador to any lesser flame. Um, it can't be any of the main guys because then it's not a lesser flame. Hmm. You know, if there is like a flame of psychology, well, there's gonna be a flame of psychology and a flame of computers, probably one of those. Just because they're like their concepts would fit me the best. Favorite bit you've done? I have no clue because I don't remember your bits off the top of my head. Favorite bit I've done? I also don't know because I don't actually think I'm that funny. And honestly, the favorite bit I've done would probably not be one I've done on stream. The contract bit was a good one. Yeah. Part of me wants to try to revive it, but the other part of me knows that there is no reviving it. Like, every once in a while, I'll make a reference to it. And for those of you that don't know what I'm referring to, it was literally like any time I would do something or say something to try to convince someone, I'd instead be like, well, no, you gotta do it. It was in the contract. And, like, in retrospect, I don't think it was actually that funny. But at the time, it kind of was. I'm also a really bad judge of my own jokes because any of them that aren't from, like, this week, I'll be like, oh, yeah, that one sucked. But that's because I'm constantly trying to get better with jokes, which just so happens to mean that any jokes that aren't from recently, I won't have a very high opinion of. It's like if you ask me what I think about some of my older writings, where, like, at least those I'm a little nicer with, where I'm like, I see it as a starting point, and I see that I've grown since then. But nowadays, I don't like it. I don't like my old writings as much. There are some of them that I'm like, wow, I was cooking with gas on this one. Which I don't know if that's even a thing people say anymore. Anyway, there are some of them where, like, I still genuinely think they're really good. But 90% of them, if you ask me about them, I'll be like, I like the fact that I made them. Rude. What was that announcement in the Friends Hanging Out Discord? Oh, the one about liking puzzles and having Minecraft? Do I want to reveal it now? No, I don't. You'll find out. See, the War One Shot, I feel like that one's still too new for me to be like, oh, that's one of my old writings I hate. Because, like, when I say old writings, I mean, like, the original story that introduced Sam Gunther. Sam does know what it is. My sister also knows what it is, but they're the only two people. I guess my brother also knows. There are three people in the world that actually know what it is, and two of them it's because they live in my house and I've talked to them about it. And then the third is I'm dating her, and of course she's going to find out about it. And then the other thing is two of them have experienced it. Why am I like this? That's a long story, and it contains too much personal information to get into on stream. I'd probably need to have like guest stars of my parents, my childhood friends, all of those things. Probably a therapist or two. All right, any more questions? Favorite melee weapon? The Zweihander. What happened to Jesus of Project Zomboid? Is that a playthrough I did, or is this the question of what happened to Jesus in the world of Project Zomboid? Because I think both answers are I don't know. Which playthrough was that? Was that the King of Your Castle playthrough, or was that one of my just normal playthroughs? Okay, let's do that one first. That's not going to get me enough height, is it? If it's King of Your Castle, it is probably dead for now because I will be revisiting that. I'll be revisiting King of Your Castle at some point. I can't confirm when because I don't know what my schedule is going to be like with what games I stream next. But I know I'm not done with King of Your Castle stuff. But the main reason that it's going to be revisiting it and not continuing with the story of that character is because Build 42 just came out to stable in Zomboid, which if you don't play Zomboid, you're probably going to have no fucking clue what that means. But essentially what that means is the new and improved version of Project Zomboid is out of beta, in essence. It's a fun game. I recommend it. So King of Your Castle will be coming back. Zomboid in general will be coming back, but it will be coming back in the newest version. And yes, those are my dogs. Okay, probably get rid of that for now. Save myself some battery. I need to get over 2 more mountains before I reach that. I see one of them there. More questions, go! I'm genuinely enjoying answering them. I have no clue what that is, in all honesty. So thoughts on it? None. I didn't realize they were making. Oh, is that the one where he has, like, a daughter? I haven't watched it, but that's about all I know about it. I think I remember hearing people being upset that she wasn't ugly. In general, really cool. On the new movie, I have watched it, and I do think it was good. Thoughts on those? I think it is a good addition. Uh, Top favorite? Probably steel pushing for Scadrial and lashing for Roshar. Thoughts? No, no thoughts. Head empty. No need to complicate matters with thinking. I mean, who even thinks nowadays? Any tips? Mine as much andesite as you can. Oh, that's a good one. I don't think there's any one song that I could say perfectly sums up my character, like any of my characters. But like, I don't know. Like there's a lot of songs that sum up character moments for them, but I don't have a lot of songs. Yeah, even that I don't have a lot of songs that sums them up on vibes. Like the closest I get is "Someone to You" by the Banners, and then even then that sums up both Ryan and Ruby for me. I was going to run to the bathroom again, so don't let me crash. Least favorite Minecraft dimension. I do like I do like all of the dimensions. I think for me personally, the end is the weakest, mainly because I barely ever spend any time in it. Because even on the occasions that I do get to late game Minecraft, I'm not spending my late game Minecraft in the end, I'm still spending it in the overworld. I literally only go there if I want Elytra or shulker boxes. But like the Nether is really good for highways, the overworld is obviously good in general. That's where you're going to spend 90% of your time. So the end just kind of falls to the wayside. I do hope there is an end update in the near future. Because if they do finally update the end, it'll probably give me more of a reason to go to it. Because again, as I said, right now, I just don't really have that reason. Favorite OC out of all of them? I think Theo is currently up front right now because he's the one I'm trying to do the most with at the moment. But I think the OC that always makes me happy every time I think about it is Spider Ryan or Silver Soldier. I kind of group them in together. Should there be more tameable mobs? I think it would be if there were, but I don't think it's a detriment to the game if they do or don't add more. Like, I think if 20 years down the line, if they're still updating Minecraft, if they haven't added a new one in that time, yeah, of course they need to add more. But, like, I don't think... There are maybe some mobs that I would make an exception for, but I personally don't think the game is any weaker for the fact that we can't tame some of the untamable mobs. Like, I think maybe it'd be neat if we could tame, like, foxes. And then... Spiders, I don't actually think I'd want to be able to tame. Like, I think in all honesty, the roster of mobs we have to tame already is fair. Like, it makes sense. Like, obviously, you got cats and dogs, you got horses, donkeys, mules, you got camels, and then I think that's it. I mean, there's a lays, kind of. I think that's it. Oh, there's skeleton horse, zombie horse, but you don't really tame those ones. There's the Nautilus. I don't know if you actually tame the Nautilus or not. Llamas, true. Well, you don't tame llamas, though. Parrot, you do tame parrots. Llamas, you just ride. Llamas, you tame in the same way you tame pigs. Which is to say, not really. Yeah, a pet for mining could be neat. The other thing is, how would you define taming a mob? Because, like, would you call copper golems tame mobs? Would you call iron golems and snow golems tame mobs? Is Nalea a tameable mob? You know, basically, moral of all of the bullshit I'm saying is I think the game is actually in a pretty good place right now. I'm glad that they're still updating it, and I don't think they should stop, but I don't think they need to be desperate to do it. Like, I still think there should be more of an inventory update than just bundles. And, like, I think there still is more to do, but I don't necessarily think the camel, cat, donkey, horse, llama, mule, parrot. Again, Skeleton Horse, you don't really tame, though. And neither do you tame the Trader Llama. And neither do you tame llamas, for that matter. At least I don't think you tame llamas. Can't you just ride them automatically? I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure you can just ride llamas without taming them. You don't have to, like, get them to trust you to do it. I at least know for a fact Trader llamas you can. Oh. I also don't interact with llamas nearly enough in Minecraft to actually know this shit, so I don't know why I'm talking like a fountain of truth. Alright, anyone got any other questions or interesting topics to talk about? Because, like, these don't need to be very quick one-word answers. You could ask me something more general. You can ask me something about the YouTube stuff. What's my favorite game to stream? And why? Uh... Favorite game to stream? Gotta go to Minecraft. Favorite book genre to read and or write? See, those are very different. Because I found out that I like fantasy, epic fantasy, a lot more than I thought I did, but I don't actually think I like writing epic fantasy that much. I think writing-wise, I prefer to write, I guess, quote-unquote, realistic fiction. I guess, like, grounded fiction would be another way of describing it. Like, I still like fantasy, but it's hard to describe. Like, there is a line between I don't want to write, like, high fantasy necessarily, but at the same time, I will still kind of touch into it because that's kind of what Theo's whole deal is kind of high fantasy, but that's more so just because his lore is based off of Minecraft. Um, favorite anime and why? I haven't watched very many, but I'd probably say either Frieren or The Apothecary Diaries. Do I know about Bloody Mary? As in, do I know about the rumor of Bloody Mary, or do I know about the queen that is supposedly the one that became the ghost of Bloody Mary? Because for both, the answer is I know some stuff, but not much. If it's neither, then no clue. Oh, I do know a little bit about that. Honestly, it's really hard for me to imagine because while they are put in very similar scenarios, I couldn't actually imagine those characters interacting. Like, I don't hate it. It is not one of the ships that I like look at and I'm like, how the fuck could you even think that about that character? That doesn't make sense for who they are. But it's also not one that I'm like, yeah, I think it would be canon if they existed in the same world. How do I rate the Iron Lung movie? It was a good movie. I really liked it. What did I like best about it? Um, Honestly, that might give you the boring answer of I think it's really cool that Markiplier made it. Because, like, that movie kind of showed that movies made on YouTube don't have to be bad. If they are made with love, they can genuinely be really good. Dispatch, I think it was a really good game, and I'm really hoping they actually like continue it, both continue it as in story wise and continue it as in character wise or like gameplay wise, because I think in retrospect I do kind of wish there was a little bit more freedom of choice for what happened in the game and that it wasn't so predetermined. But at the same time, I understand exactly why they did it like that and can't blame them for doing it like that. Because it's a Telltale Games game. Because fun fact for people that might not have known it, Dispatch was made by the same people that were in Telltale Games. And did I ever watch it? Yes, I did. I watched it when I was younger. I haven't watched it in a good couple of years though, so if you want to know my opinion on it, I remember enjoying it when I watched it, but I also know trying to get back into it has been hell because I am no longer the age that it is aiming for. And because I no longer fit the demographic, it means a lot of the humor just kind of, I don't want to say pisses me off, but it's not funny to me. Oh wait, are these not actually trees anymore? Yeah, the current stuff has, but my brain tells me that if I want to actually enjoy the current stuff, I need to rewatch the old stuff. And unfortunately, I don't think I'll enjoy rewatching the old stuff. At least I wouldn't enjoy it by myself. Like Sam, honestly, I think if we tried to rewatch it together, I could enjoy it. But as it stands now, it's just too far outside of my. Hello, Stalactite. Yeah, we could. I don't know. Does this count? No, because you're not fucking powered anymore. Are you? You are. Okay. Maybe I just need to get it actually over there. I remember seeing your status about that. I think it fits. Which, I mean, of course she would. She was a shipper, like, the entire time that her characters existed. That shows right up her alley. That's fair. Good old character growth. Oh, I did it! Everyone rejoice. Okay, now let's see if my good Space Boy ship can actually work. Like, I'm assuming I need to replace the glass, just like everything else. Oh no. Oh no. I don't have enough frames. Damn it. I don't know why I said it like that. Okay, what about, this is the one that has the whiteboard down there. Okay, well, either way, that'll do it for the stream. Hope you guys enjoyed. I need to get ready for a real life outing I'm going to have in like an hour or so. Yeah. Thanks for joining. Here, let me switch to this one. Again, I don't know if I'll do another only upstream. Most likely, if I do, it'll be a like sit down and talk stream. Hopefully, I will stream again soon. Honestly, my next stream has a non-zero chance to be Undertale. I'm not gonna say 100% it will be, because I may decide I want to stream one of the games I've already streamed, but it may end up being Undertale. Anyway. Here, wait, hold on. I sincerely hope you guys enjoyed. I hope to see you next time. I don't know. Peace out. Bye-bye.